Guys, they said Ooni of Ife allegedly called his in-laws for a very important meeting. This meeting, they said, is very, very important though. Very, very important because he needs to do it so that at the end of the day, nobody will blame him for what these women will cause for themselves because with the way they are going to cause something to themselves. So Kabiyesi wants to call their people so that they will be aware in case if they are not, because we all know that some of themselves they have the backings of their people. Ehen. But at this point, Kabiyesi needs to do the needful, which is calling his in-laws to let them know what is going on in case they don't know or they pretend not to know. Because someone like Ebony, you cannot tell me that their family did not know what is going on. But maybe they may not know how far she have gone on this fight. Because at some point, we started hearing that some of his uncles who are backing her up, they back off. They even want her to stay away, that the fight is no longer funny. It is no longer what they expected, that Kabiyesi have taken it to the next level. They said even some of the uncles traveled and they are waiting for the final full moon ritual before they will return. And ever since then, Ebony have been alone on the journey. So you cannot tell me that they don't know. Or maybe some of the uncles don't know, because you know that in as much as we are hearing that their family house is fighting Kabiyesi's throne, it cannot be all of them. Not, no, it cannot be all of them. There are some who still knows that the gods have chosen Kabiyesi. So for that reason, there is nothing they can do to stop him. So they are not part of the fight. As for Igbi, Kabiyesi needs to let her people know, because maybe their people may not know, and same thing goes to gospel. But with the latest confession that her aunt made, I'm sure her people might know. Although though the elders from her family may not know. So that is why Kabiyesi decided that it is wise that he summoned them to let them know that their wives are going, daughters, sorry, their daughters are going extra mile to stop the full moon ritual. That they should go and ask questions. So that this full moon ritual did not start with Kabiyesi o. Even though they said the last time something of this nature happened, it has been very, very long time ago. But remember that this rules and regulation, it did not start with Kabiyesi. It started way back, and that is why they are applying it. So a lot has happened when such case occurred in the past. So Kabiyesi summoned their in-laws, that is the uncles and aunts and mothers of these wives of his, letting them know that they should call their daughters to order. That he have tried everything to stop the gods from being angry with them, but the gods are now angry with him due to his protection upon these women. Remember that only recently they said the gods have struck them, but Kabiyesi still saves them. The reason he saved them is because he doesn't want the story that touches the heart. He doesn't want anything that will cause a breach to that full moon ritual. Because you know that if any of them dies now, man, the full moon ritual will be suspended. And that is one thing that Kabiyesi does not want. And that is why he is still interceding on their behalf. But they said the moment he called their families, he let them know that, you see, on that day that full moon ritual will start, if anything happens to them, one is not going to stop the full moon ritual. And the essence of calling them is that the gods will strike. And that day, he might not be available to save them because he will be focused. He will be on the full moon ritual process. And if anything happens to them, let nobody say, is because they got married to the king. And the reason why he sent them out, the three of them, is because he have seen how desperate they are. So that if anything should happen to them on that particular day, it will not happen inside his palace. You know that they don't understand it like that. They thought it's because of their own, maybe they will go and disrupt things in the palace, or go and exchange items and all of that, because that is what they can do as well. But that is not the main reason why Kabiyesi sent them out. The reason they say Kabiyesi sent them out is that he have seen how desperate they are. And such desperation can lead to kpai. So even if they will kpai, let it not be in his palace, because it will be on history that when they are doing full moon ritual, that a wife or two or three kpai because they are trying to stop it. That they should go and ask question. That day, every spirit, every power, every ancestor that have existed in Ile-Ife kingdom will be awake. If you do anyhow, you see anyhow. Anyone who walks against that full moon ritual that day, that they never survive it though, they should go and ask questions. You see why some of the elders started backing off when they see that Kabiyesi have gone far in this full moon ritual. Even to the point, it got to a point that they came up with one issue of Queen Naomi must go to the groove and do one ritual like that. Remember that the first time they come up with that issue, Queen Naomi said she's not going anywhere. From the time they started it till when they ended it, Queen Naomi said she is not going anywhere. And Kabiyesi respects Queen Naomi's decision a whole lot, because he knows that when that going to that groove is against Queen Naomi's belief system. Queen Naomi never forced Kabiyesi to drop any of his own belief system. And they said that is the same way Kabiyesi have never forced Queen Naomi to drop hers. So they respect each other's decision when it comes to their religion and their belief, because they agreed on that before getting married. They are two different people that believe in two different things. So when these elders came up with that, Kabiyesi was expecting them to fight and fight and fight. But thank God for Yanifa, who told Kabiyesi, accept, just tell them, okay, we will do it. But let's just first of all finish the full moon ritual, because that one, the time is passing. But that going to that groove, they can do it at any time. And when Kabiyesi understand that Yanifa is very smart, because at the end of the full moon ritual, they might not do that one again, because Queen Naomi never agreed to do it. Kabiyesi said, okay, don't worry, we will do it. Queen Naomi have accepted, we will do it. But let's finish with the one at hand. The elders, knowing that Kabiyesi have gone far, if they fight, he might invoke the gods. They started giving up one after the other. The elders that are fighting this now are just few. And at some point, they will give up. But the women who think that they are wise, they are brave, they know the gods and the spirits to consult, they are still fighting. That's why the Kabiyesi have told their parents and their uncles to warn them. If they've never heard about the day of the full moon ritual, they should go and ask questions to avoid had I know at last. That is what we are hearing. But don't forget that these are all alleged unverified information making rounds on social media and shouldn't be seen as fact unless you verify them, okay? Thanks for watching. Please do well to subscribe to my channel, follow my page, and share this video. I love you guys. Bye. See you.